Yeah, what's up, man? It's a Triple B Base Boxing Basement back in the house. Yeah, sorry, I've been away for a bit. You know, I felt poisoned, man. Poisoned. Poisoned. I had no energy. But hopefully I can get back now. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things to talk about. Boxing's been pretty whack, though. Pretty whack. Terrible fights, boring fights, distance fights. Connor Bum vs. Chris Eubank. And Adam Smith will tell us this is one of the best fights we've ever seen in boxing. No, it wasn't, man. It wasn't. It was missed punches, holding. It was okay, but it's pretty whack, to be honest. And it means none. Anyway, so the big fight, the alleged big fight this weekend is Big John Fisher vs. Dave Allen. Yeah. Big Johnny Fisher vs. the White Warthog, Dave Allen. I'm pretty sure Otto Wally would find that racist. Hey guys, why'd you call it Sheriff the White Warthog? Okay, that's racist. What's wrong with being the brown warthog or the yellow warthog? Yeah, piss off, Otto. You're a mug. But anyway, so yeah, I mean, but it's a decent fight. Heavyweight's always the kings, the top of the divisions. If there was no weight divisions, who would be the kings? Heavyweights, because someone like Floyd Mayweather would get ironed out by Dave Allen, the White Warthog. So if boxing was pure, there'd be no weight divisions. It's done so that midgets can win world titles. But the reality, and people can make money, but the reality is these guys wouldn't lost a round against the heavyweights. And it's another rematch. I'm sick of these rematches, man. Ben Spitaker vs. Liam Cameron. That was whack. You've got Usyk vs. Dubum again. Usyk, Tyson Fury twice. Usyk, Gay J twice. Come on, man. I'm sick of these, man. And now they're going to do Connor Bum vs. Eubank again. Who cares, man? But, yeah, so I quite like Johnny Fisher. He's good for boxing. His family, they're strong, they get together. His dad, is a gluttonous, bulbous hog of a man who can't stop eating, And that's no disrespect to John Fisher. It's that, look, man, you're in the prime of your life. Well, not the prime, but you've got a young son who's a good boxer, heavyweight boxer, but still you can't stop stuffing your face with Cantonese garbage in your mouth. You've got like 5 or 10 years to live because you can't stop stuffing your face with Cantonese garbage. It's tragic. He went on a diet and he put on 2 stone. The giant hog of a man, the pig of a man. It's, surely be like, well, come on, man. This life is good. Maybe I won't eat so many Chinese at the Blue Orchid, the pig. But, it's funny, right? Big Johnny Fisher is a fan of the Triple B. Check this out.
So coming out to watch. We're gonna have it large.
Is that your? Have you got an uncle here?
What one? Big Bad Bread. One that looks like a small Big John.
Yes.
Yeah, Triple B, Big Bad Bread.
And there you go. Yeah, he's a Triple B fan. Yeah, you might say his uncle's called Triple B, but he knows what he's referencing. He knows he's talking about the real man, base boxing basement. But yeah, I like Fisher's family. Despite their gourmandise. This guy's uncle as well as a fat pig as well. I mean, what is it with the Fisher family, man? They are they are obsessed with eating, But I like the family. They stick together. Big John Fisher's got his own kind of channel, right? He's got his own cult following. All he says is bosh, and eats prawn balls and lemon chicken slices and whatever else. I mean, it's no good, man. It's no good, man. When you're like that fat, you're just asking for cardiac problems. But I like the family. Hopefully Big John Fisher will learn to, reduce his eating. Because otherwise, he's going to be in a box in 5 years. And that's not being mean. I hope he isn't. You get me? So what's going to happen? Dave Allen vs. Big John Fisher 2, another rematch. Well, Dave Allen, the white rhino, the white warthog, he's looked in decent shape leading up to the fight. He always does this thing when he sticks out his belly, right, to look fatter than he is, and out of shape. But you can see by his shoulders, his traps, that he's in good shape. He's up for it. Now, what usually happens in these rematches is that between a prospect and a more experienced opponent, these rematches where maybe they've lost, they've drawn, it was close, like this fight, the prospect tends to win in the rematch. That's not always the case. Like David Price, Tony Thompson. Tony Thompson failed the PD test, but he stopped Price twice. And, Frank Maloney was so shocked. He had a cardiac arrest, and then he decided to cut his Corey off, which has got to be weird, man. That must have had some effect on him. He goes, all right, you know what? I'm going to cut my Corey off, and I'm going to wear a dress. So, it's not a given that Fisher will win. He's the favorite. He would have learned a lot from the first fight. Also, he took a shot on the ear, which just damaged his balance. But, and made him susceptible to getting knocked down. But what happens in the rematch? Well, I think it's going to be another points win. It's going to be a points win by Johnny Fisher. He's going to be cleverer. He's going to box in a more restrained manner. He's not going to go out and bang out Allen, who's got a great chin. He's just going to outbox him. And I think this will be the case. We'll have to wait and see until the weigh-in, because that tells you a lot, especially in the heavyweight division. But we'll see what shape Allen's in. But I think, Johnny Fisher is working on his skills. He's a novice. People forget that. He's had 13 pro fights, and it depends who you listen to, between 3 and 12 amateur fights. But he's a novice. I remember when Eddie Hearns was saying, oh, Gay Jay's still a novice, and he had 20 fights, plus something like 35, 40 fights in the amateurs, including building, getting a Olympic gold medal, and apparently he was still a novice. Well, that was nonsense, PR nonsense. But in this case, Johnny Fisher is still a novice. So he has to show he's got it to rise to the next level. And I believe he can do it. I believe he will box sensibly, use his jab. There'll be some power. He loves to hit hard, Johnny. There'll be some power, but eventually I think he'll win on points.